Hi guys, so you guys seem to really enjoy last episode, so I thought I would do another one. I thought I would actually introduce another set of royal families. So there are two more that I'm going to introduce today. So Mariposa and Avis. So Avis was actually kind of alluded to in the last episode because Canara is actually part of that royal family. So let's actually get going into Del Sol Valley. So I'm currently experimenting with new settings for OBS recording this, so hopefully it works out a lot better this time. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So just before I actually show you guys what the family looks like, I thought I would show you what the view from this castle looks like at night, because it is incredible. So this is what the castle looks like at night. It looks very, very pretty and I love the way it looks. I don't build any of the castles that are installed here, however I have renovated some of them. This is one of the ones that I just downloaded off the gallery and just plonked on a lot, and there you go. However, I did end up adding a nursery and also changing around a little bit in the bedrooms, and I also added a crypt upstairs as well as a couple of extra little bits and bobs here and there. So this is the view that Del Sol Valley has at night. This is gorgeous. I love it. So I currently have the Timeless mod installed. It is only currently in version 1, so it kind of clears up the world a little bit, makes it a little less modern. Obviously, yes, you do have other lots around just to make it more modern, but even so, I thought it would help. So I'm just going to set it to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so you can actually see the castle in the daytime. So this is what the castle looks like during the day. It looks beautiful. I love the way this looks. Also, landscaping around here, beautiful. It is stunning. So there are a couple of characters that have passed away in this, so I will actually be showing you pictures of what they used to look like. So in the royal family of Avis, the king is known as Emperor and the queen is known as Empress. So this character right here was Canara's father. So now I said in the last episode that Canara means canary, and she has a bird related name for the intents and purposes of Avis being a bird kingdom. So Avis's family tree is not very big. So we are from Sparrow's point of view. His grandfather does not look like that. I don't understand why the Sims auto-generate that look. He doesn't look like that normally, but it's what the Sims decided to go with. So Sparrow is Canara's nephew. So if we go into Hawk, so this character right here is Hawk, and then he marries Sujini, and then that is his son Sparrow. So over here you can see Canara. If I click Canara, you will be able to see the Verona family tree connection right there. And there is Micah, who you saw in the last episode. Now this is King Falcon. So this is Hawk and Canara's mother, Ekaterina. Now she doesn't have Empress in front of her name anymore because, for one, her name's too long to have Empress in front of the name. I can rename it with the rename mod, but currently she is a Dowager Empress and Sujini is the Empress. So if I click on Falcon's genealogy, you can actually see both cousins right here. So Micah and Sparrow. Let's check them out in Cass. Now because Falcon has passed away, Ekaterina is now a Dowager Queen. So we're going to start with her. So Ekaterina's aspiration is fabulously wealthy, which she married an emperor, so of course she is going to be wealthy, but I think she was a noble beforehand, so she did get an upgrade. She is a perfectionist, she's ambitious, and she is also self-assured. So next we're going to go to Hawk. Hawk is her son. Let's get him out of his bedclothes. So this is his everyday wear. Now I actually recently just posted to Instagram a picture of the royal family of Verona visiting the royal family of Avis, and there's actually a sneak peek to Hawk and what he is wearing right now. So I think this is what he would wear most of the time. So his aspiration is actually public enemy, which gives you an idea of what kind of ruler he is. He is an iron-fisted ruler. He is very, very strict. So he is non-committal, evil, and hot-headed. We have a character on our hands, people. So the next character we have is Sujini. Now Sujini is incredibly sweet. She is a lovely sim. Now yes, she does have the soulmate aspiration. I think she would be the kind of person to definitely look for love, however be very misfortunate with love. I would see her parents as kind of ambitious, but not in a negative way, just trying to have the best for their daughter. The Empress and Emperor at the time, so Fallon and Ekaterina, agreed that Sujini would be the best choice for Empress and also to bear the heir of Avis, because they realised after Micah was born that Hawk wasn't married yet and he didn't have an heir, so Micah became both the heir of Verona and of Avis, which was an issue, especially in the eyes of the avian royal family. So after Micah was born, it was a very quick dash to try and get Hawk married and then Sujini to have the heir. Now in Avis, heirs are supposed to be male. They are very, very strict and stringent on that kind of thing. Now, so I am a serious documentary junkie about royalty. I love finding out everything and anything about it. I love other pieces of media that definitely relate to royalty as well as documentaries. So I love Six, the musical. It is so good. I love The Crown, Victoria, The Tudors. Yeah, Tudors I would not recommend for anybody under the age of 18 because wow. For clarification, I am 23, so she is clumsy, sweet, and good. Sweet is the custom trait, and this is their son, Sparrow. Sparrow is incredibly handsome. Oh, I love him. He is adorable, and him as a toddler, oh my god. He was adorable. He was so cute. So Sparrow is a whiz kid and he is also good. In stark contrast to his father, the people of Avis I feel like would very much like Sparrow to be their next emperor. So there is actually some tension between Hawk and Sujini. I'm not going to go into it too much here, but there is some tension that I will hopefully get to in another episode. And Ekaterina is actually incredibly overbearing. She's very protective, especially of her grandson and her son, obviously. Everything that goes wrong, she automatically blames Sujini because obviously she was the one who came into the family. I always feel really, really bad for Sujini because she's just a super lovely sim and Sparrow adores her as a mother. Oh, hello, Canara! Oh my god, this is so sweet. Canara is actually visiting. That is adorable. I showed her off in the last episode, but this is actually Sparrow's auntie and Hawk's sister. Now, their rival kingdom is Mariposa, and Mariposa is actually Brightchester. So Avis and Mariposa are both Skye kingdoms, and they are bitter rivals. They hate each other. Now, to have the biggest lot in Brightchester as my castle, I've actually taken up the library to have the castle there. So just like in the Avis royal family, there is actually somebody who has passed away here, and it's so sad that that is the case, but the queen is no longer with us. It's just the king right here. So kind of like with Loka, the queen has passed away. However, she passed away not through being murdered this time, but she passed away through childbirth. So after she gave birth to her youngest son over here, which is Prince Skye, she unfortunately passed away, which is incredibly sad because she was one of my favorite Sims in terms of like the way she looked. She had these incredible cheekbones and she had golden hair and oh my god, she was so beautiful. She was an absolute queen. There's pictures of her on my Sims Instagram if you want to go see her. Her name is Nymphalidae. But just to give you a quick look of what Nymphalidae looked like, she is over here. And here is her urn. It's so sad. I loved Nymphalidae. So over here is a picture of her husband, Callias. Now, Callias and Nymphalidae are actually two of the Sims that I did a lot of paintings with because I just wanted to test out the poses and also just play around with some different things. So I have some really cute pictures of Nymphalidae and Callias. They are adorable. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys the outside of the castle. So the outside of the castle is really just a basic shell. It's mainly just a square. Let me just put up the walls. So this is what it looks like. Now the shell was a little bit different to this. I did change it up a bit and it does have different wallpaper. Now with this castle I have done the most amount to it because this shell was just a shell. Yes, it did have the roof pieces on top, except for this roof piece. It was just a completely open courtyard part. So I actually added that roof piece so the lighting could not be weird. But I have decorated this entire thing. It is so nice and it's actually pretty accurate to how I envisioned the original palace looking in terms of layout. So I installed it into my game and thinking it was furnished, and I was thinking, oh, it's furnished, yay, I don't have to do anything. I installed it and was like, it's empty, isn't it? When you install an empty castle shell and you have to decorate it all yourself, and it's such an immense task. But I think the Mariposa castle is probably one of my favorites in terms of how it looks. So I'm just going to show you what the inside layout of the castle looks like because I have actually decorated these. I'm not an expert in any way, but I do like to decorate the rooms here and there. I'm very much a novice at this, but I do give it a try. In terms of this floor, it's not really the best. So this floor, and this section, I am incredibly proud of the nursery. So we have the nursery and then we have a child's play area right there. I think that having that close by the parents' room is actually such a nice thing. We have a library and a study over here. So this shell actually had windows all the way up on the insides for each floor. However, on this one, I just decided to delete all the windows and actually make it a fence around, just so it's really pretty and it overlooks the courtyard. Now, my pièce de resistance, probably said that completely wrong and I butchered it completely. So I've tried to make the little garden in the center kind of like a little bit secretive. However, obviously you can see that there is grass and trees and vines and stuff like that, but you can't see into it properly because it's all covered by vines and stuff. And because it's Mariposa with the butterfly kingdom, I used the little fairy statues. I thought that those would fit very well in this kingdom. So in this castle, we actually have a crypt. I have not put Nymphalidae down here just yet, and the reason why I haven't is because her partner is still alive and I still want her urn to be near her husband so her husband can mourn her. This urn right here is actually Riodin Apertura. Now, the Aperturas are a part of the household and I will show you what they look like right now. So this is Lady Leica Apertura. So she was the wife of Riodin, who is currently down in the crypt. Now, Riodin was the royal gardener who took care of the courtyard area, and Lady Leica is a royal servant. So she is actually my main painting sim, I love taking her around all the other royal families and actually just painting all of their portraits as well. If you haven't got a painting sim in your royal family, I would recommend just having a sim to take around into other households. So Lady Leica has a successful lineage trait. She is a perfectionist, a foodie, and she is neat. Now, I've given her those traits because she's a royal servant. She would want to be incredibly reliable with her job. She wasn't just a servant, she also looked after some of the royal children. Now, after Riordan died, she moved into the castle because the king and queen offered her a place to stay, because Riordan was the main person who earned the money in the household. Both Leica and her daughter Iris, so this is Iris, she is so gorgeous, I love her. So Lady Leica and Iris moved in when Iris was a toddler, and during this time there was also 2 other toddlers in the household. And when Iris was a toddler, these 2 were also toddlers, so Prince Argos and Prince Pieris. So Iris is actually slightly younger than Pieris. Now before I show off the royal children, this is King Callias, and he has a big happy family aspiration. He is a monarch, of course. He is cheerful and also lazy. Now, there is a reason why he is lazy. So avians think that Mariposans are weak by default. And the fact is that Callias actually has an underlying disease that means he can't fly very well, if at all, and his wings are incredibly weak. Now obviously there isn't very many good wing custom content. If there is, you can send it me down below. I would love to have good wing custom content in my game for my Mariposan Royals. However, because I couldn't find any currently, they don't have wings. However, Callias's outfit kind of gives the impression of wings. Mariposa is supposed to have the theme colour of orange, however this custom content does not come in orange, so he's the exception to the rule. So Callias's heir is actually his daughter, Princess Julia. Now Mariposa doesn't have the male primogeniture that Avis has. They're far more lenient on that kind of thing, and most of the kingdoms are actually pretty lenient with it. However, Avis is incredibly strict with it. It's also the reason why Canara never became the Queen of Avis, because Canara is actually canonically older than Hawk. So this is Julia. Now Julia, I love Julia. She is so pretty and she looks so much like her dad because she actually inherited his disease, unfortunately. So Julia is the next in line to the throne. So only the family and the Aperturas know about this disease in the family and how Callias has it. At the moment, Julia has a slightly weaker form of the disease. However, I dare say it probably will get stronger with age, unfortunately. So for those wondering, Julia is actually spelt like Julia. So Julia is a Renaissance sim. She is clumsy, which kind of indicates a little bit of her disease right now. She is a perfectionist because she wants to be good at everything and perfect at everything. She is also the heir, so she is a genius because she has to be able to pick stuff up incredibly quickly. So Argos is the second born to Callias and Nymphalidae. He has the soulmate aspiration. So Argos is currently a teen and he is a bookworm and a genius. Now, because he is second in line to the throne, he has to also pick stuff up incredibly quickly and he just likes studying. I would say that Argos is incredibly loyal and down to earth. So then we have Pieris. Now Pieris, when he aged up into a child, I instantly said he looks like his mother. It is crazy how much he is his mother's son. So Nymphalidae lives on in Pieris. So in this case, the lazy trait that you can see right here, it does not mean he has the disease at all. It just means he's a lazy kid. He just does not like being told what to do. He's incredibly laid back. He's so laid back, he'll fall off his chair. He is also a rambunctious scamp, so he gets up to all sorts of mischief. As a toddler, he was always splashing in the toilet, just always. And he was a wild toddler. Also, Nymphalidae and Callias never really did dress him up incredibly fancy either, and the reason why they did that is because he would always get it messy. So what is the point of dressing him up super fancy? They dressed him up presentable, but not in the best clothes available because they knew how chaotic he was. Also, I definitely think that Pieris is his own person, so he would want to wear this kind of stuff as well. So it's not just his parents, it's just him wanting to wear nice, comfortable clothes. Then we have little Holly Blue. Now I call her Holly for short. Now Holly Blue actually has the same traits as Iris. So Iris and Holly are both artist prodigies, and they're also both sweet. I feel like Iris is the more outspoken one of the two, and Holly is definitely more of a quiet to herself kind of person. So she definitely follows her brother Argos in that sense, but she is very close with Iris. They have very similar personalities, so of course they are going to get along like a house on fire. This is her formal wear. I love what she wears for formal wear. It is beautiful. So the youngest and the baby, the most adorable child, is little Prince Skye, and he is the reason why Nymphalidae passed away. Look at this child. He is so adorable. I love him. Little Skye is independent. Holly as a toddler was actually angelic. You can see Skye has little gold curls and I love him. He wears his little wellies and I love it. So Mariposa is definitely more orange and yellow and more like brighter, more floral colours. Whereas Avis is really red and vivid and in your face. So that is the Mariposa royal family. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode and actually enjoyed meeting the Avis and Mariposa royal families. We will hopefully get into some gameplay at some point. I just want to introduce some of the royal families first so we can actually get into some story, because the main 4 kingdoms at this point are Loca, Verona, Avis and Mariposa. So these are the main 4 kingdoms that need to be introduced before anything can start happening. There will be other kingdoms introduced because there are other kingdoms in my save file currently, and there is a part of me that wants to introduce all the kingdoms before starting any form of gameplay. However, I think at least getting the main 4 out of the way first was the most important thing to do. So I hope you don't mind that there was no gameplay in this episode. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, you can like and subscribe if you haven't already, with post notifications on for notifications for every time I upload one of these episodes. I would love to hear your guys' feedback on these episodes, because I really am having fun recording it. I am realising now though how much my voice is going and how much my cheeks hurt after filming for an hour. So a lot of credit goes to the Sims YouTubers out there. I'm now learning what you have to go through. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next episode. Bye guys!